Good evening, friends, and welcome to day 127 of a Poem a Day for 2026. Yeah, I did my usual. I zoned out, disassociated, if you will, after uploading day 126. And now I was like, I have another one to record, so I'm gonna dive straight in. Because I still need to make dinner. Still need to do dinner for the cats. Let's have a look. Looks like it's another lengthy one. Yeah. Okay, bear with me. Okay. 7th of May. The Pobble Who Has No Toes by Edward Lear. Okay, this will be fun at least. And our blurb reads as follows. Another slice of nonsense verse from Edward Lear. This poem features a runcible cat. Lear actually made up the word runcible and seemed to like it a lot, as he used it frequently. Parentheses, there is a runcible spoon in The Owl and the Pussycat. It even appears in the Oxford English Dictionary, defined simply as a nonsense word. So this is The Pobble Who Has No Toes by Edward Lear. 1. The pobble who has no toes had once as many as we. When they said, "Some day you may lose them all," he replied, "Fish fiddly-dee." And his Aunt Jobiska made him drink lavender water tinged with pink. For she said, the world in general knows there's nothing so good for a pobble as for a pobble's toes. 2. The pobble who has no toes swam across the Bristol Channel, but before he set out, he wrapped his nose in a piece of scarlet flannel. For his Aunt Jobiska said, no harm can come to his toes if his nose is warm. And it's perfectly known that little Pobble's toes are safe, provided he minds his nose. 3. The Pobble swam fast and well, and when boats or ships came near him, he twinkledy-blinkledy-winkled a bell, so that all the world could hear him. And all the sailors and admirals cried, when they saw him nearing the further side, he has gone to fish for his Aunt Jobiska's runcible cat with crimson whiskers. 4. But before he touched the shore of the Bristol Channel, a sea-green porpoise carried away his wrapper of scarlet flannel. And when he came to observe his feet, formerly garnished with toes so neat, his face at once became forlorn, on perceiving that all of his toes were gone. 5. And nobody ever knew, from that dark day to the present, whoso had taken the Pobble's toes in a manner so far from pleasant. Whether the shrimps or crawfish grey, or crafty mermaids stole them away. Nobody knew and nobody knows how the Pobble was robbed of his twice 5 toes. 6. The Pobble who has no toes was placed in a friendly bark, and they rowed him back and carried him up to his Aunt Jobiska's park. And she made him a feast at his earnest wish of eggs and buttercups fried with fish, and she said, it's a fact the whole world knows that pobbles are happier without their toes. I bloody love Edward Lear. I feel like that might be what I needed today. I am so tired, and as you can probably hear from my voice, I'm very dehydrated. I have not drunk remotely enough today, Pobbles without toes. Yeah, that hit the spot. I'm off to go and make myself some dinner. And maybe I'll eat it with a runcible spoon. Until tomorrow, dear friends, I wish you a very peaceful, good